It's over. Super Sega is dead in the water. It is no more. It is a deceased console. It ain't happening, if there was any doubt. Hello, my name is Ian Lee. You might have seen the interview I did last week, Friday the 13th, 2024, with Alejandro, the brains behind the Super Sega system. This FPGA that was going to replicate all of the Sega systems, including the Saturn and the Dreamcast, and has raised quite a lot of money towards it. It was a wild interview. I was joined by Catherine Boyle, my partner, who is our secret weapon in the interview because she speaks fluent Spanish. You can see there Alejandro having a fag, and at some point he puts the cigarette out on his floor. It was a wild interview. And part of my interview was trying to work out, is this a scam? Is this a scam? Because at that point, the people that had paid a €3 deposit had been charged something like €420. I think it was $380 for the costs and another $40 for the postage. The system is dead. How do I know this? I've spent a lot of this afternoon chatting with Alejandro on WhatsApp, sending messages to each other, and it has been a wild ride. First one came up about 1:30 this afternoon. It's Sunday no, it's not. What am I talking about? It's Monday the 23rd of December, and the first message came to me, and I'm not sure if this was for me because we exchange messages occasionally in English. I don't speak Spanish, even though my partner does, but he's always shown me the courtesy of sending a message in English, which I gratefully appreciate. But then he sent this.
Oye, Matao, estoy leyendo la carta de Sega. No quieren ni Super SPGA, ni el nuevo dominio lo quieren. No quieren nada, no me quieren, quieren destrucción total. Que me tiren del balcón, no quieren nada. Y mi abogado me está pidiendo ahora más de 10.000 pavos para que continúe con él. No hay solución ni con lo de Sega, tío. No, es que está todo el mundo en contra de mí. Esto se va a la mierda. Voy a hacer una nota de prensa que...
By the way, I should say I have permission from Alejandro to share any visuals and any audio from our WhatsApps. I did check with him. I wouldn't do this without his permission, and he very graciously gave it to me. My friend Daniel sent it to him and he ran it through a translator. This is the translation we have of that. And he obviously sounds very upset. Let's see, Matteo. I'm reading Sega's letter. Do they have the money? They don't want the Super SPGA nor the new domain. They don't want anything. They don't want me. They don't want me. They want total destruction. They want me thrown off the balcony. They want nothing. And my lawyer is now asking me for more than €10,000 to continue with him. There is no solution. Even with Sega, dude, it's like everyone is against me. This is going to hell. I'm going to send out a press release. And that clears up something. In an early video, I misunderstood. I thought it was, he mentions someone wanting a 5-figure settlement. I thought that was with Sega. I got that wrong. He's clearly talking about his accountant. His lawyer or his advocate. Then 30 seconds later, he sends me this.
Hello, Ian. Today I received a new reply from Sega. We changed the name to Super SPGA instead of Sega SPGA, and they don't know what for us to continue. They still want for us to destroy. This is hard. I'm not sure what we can do. Our advocate is asking a 5-digit figure for us to continue. It's not good for us.
Now, when I heard that, I thought, when you want to take a day off sick, maybe you got a bit of a headache, but that's not going to wash. So you phone up the boss, you go, I'm really sorry. I'm not going to be able to come in today. I'm not feeling very well. You do that. I kind of got that vibe that he was really trying to squeeze out a tear. Was he upset? Wasn't he upset? He does sound distressed in a lot of these messages. I sent him a message 4 minutes after that saying, hey man, are you all right? 10 minutes after I sent my message.
No, man. They asked for us to change the name and destroy our units. We changed the name. We registered Super SPGA domain. They saw that. But today I opened the letter from Sega again, and they don't still want for us to continue, neither with Super Sega or with Super SPGA or with anything that can run anything from Sega.
So he's changed the name from Super Sega to Super SPGA. That was about a week ago. I think a lot of you knew that. By the way, I should say, this ain't no gaming channel, right? I'm doing this story because I do like retro gaming. I listen to a lot of retro podcasts. I got Mr. FPGA. I write for Retro Gamer. But the show that me and Catherine do is very, very silly, very light-hearted, although she is an award-winning journalist and I've been interviewing people for 25 years. I must be tired. But it was unusual for this show. If you want to find it, go and look for it on your podcast feeds. Look for Ian and Catherine. It's unusual for us to do this kind of investigative, with a very small I, interview. So if you're watching this because you want technical stuff about FPGA and chips and soldering and all of that, this is the wrong place. There will be others covering this story in a much more technical way. I'm covering this in a human way, is how I like to look at it. So that's message, hang on a minute, now I'm getting confused. So yeah, that's message 3. He then sends me something from Sega, which he asked me not to share. It's a communication from Sega. There was some dispute as to whether he'd actually received anything from Sega or had he made it up. And thank you to the research department at timeextension.com. They now know, they've spoken to someone, they have evidence that he did receive a cease and desist or something of that nature from Sega. Sega has definitely been in contact with him to say, So thank you, timeextension.com. There's a few people I need to thank who've been very helpful. I'll thank them at the end and I'll put links in as well. So he then sends me 148. So this is all in the space of 15 minutes. He sends me this.
This is to not be disclosed, okay? This is the reply from Sega. Please do not share my number to anyone because I.
Okay, so he's asking me not to share his phone number.
Someone else. You can read, but as I told you, they don't want for us to continue. And my advocate is asking me a 5-digit figure.
The advocate, so his lawyer.
This is very hard. This is too much hard. We are writing a newsletter. I will try to send you a copy by email. What's your email, Ian?
So he writes a newsletter, and this is where it gets tricky for me. All right. He sounds genuinely upset. And if this is am I a rube? Have I been sucked in because I'm a nice guy? Is that why he's telling me all of this? And by the way, he was sending almost identical messages to at least one other person that I know of. We'll discuss whether I'm a rube in a moment. He then sends me a video which supposedly shows him, let me get the right video up, that supposedly shows him refunding. Or he sends me a message saying money has been refunded, and then he sends me this video.
Mr. Ian Gillen said but true.
Enter the Sandman playing there in the background. So let's have a look at this again.
Mr. Ian.
So he shows me a Stripe account that says minus €133,988.95, which is more than I thought. I thought it was about 85,000. 134,000. Minus 134,000 euros. Just after he sends me the message, money has been refunded. What does that mean? I genuinely don't know. what that means is 134,000 euros has been taken out of his Stripe account, I guess. But where has it gone? Would it be possible to automatically refund everybody? He does send out a newsletter. I'll read some of it, and I'm going to read it as it's written. It's not to take the piss out of his English at all. His English is way better than my Spanish, but I just want to read it as it's written. Refunds are being processing. If you're a customer and you did not claim a refund, or if you did not receive a refund, please request a chargeback from the amount charged. 375 euros and shipping. We don't want to keep your money from our side. To be clear, we did not scam to anyone. Main guy on Super Sega is selling his Lamborghini to prepare to cover damages and losses and legal costs. Soon we will release a video to thank you for your unconditional support and to let you know what our plans will be. Stay tuned by early January 2025. And at the bottom of the newsletter is this very bizarre looking picture of him on a motorbike. So what does that mean? If you're a customer and you did not claim a refund, or if you did not receive a refund, please request a chargeback. Now, as far as I'm aware, a chargeback is when you go to the bank or the credit card and say, I've paid for this and I've not got it. Can you give me the money as part of your insurance kind of thing? Chargeback isn't you're going to get your money back from us. But again, maybe it's a translation thing. It feels and smells a little bit dodgy bodsky to me, if I'm completely honest. Refunds are being processing. Please request a chargeback. I don't really know what that means. And also what is interesting is he's sending that out at 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock, Monday the 23rd, 2 days before Christmas. All of the bank, everything slows down for the next week, 10 days. Because it's Christmas and then it's New Year and banks can be a bit slow and people don't check their accounts. And so the question is, have you received a refund? Check your bank statement, your credit card, check your Stripe account if that's what you've used. Have you received a refund today? Comment down below if that's the case. Where did we get to in the audio? Oh, I then said, hey man, are you okay? I'm worried about you. And he sent me a message saying, I may only say to you this. And he said it was a link to a video of him, it's linked to a video of the song, Life, la, 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 la. Whoa, 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 life, la, 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 la. He sends me that, which is nuts, right? He also sent another song. Now, where did I put that? I've put that somewhere. Oh, so he was communicating with a friend of mine.
You're one in a million. You're a shooting star. You're one in a million, babe. It's love's not who you are. Oh, when you come to Barcelona, when we try to reach you, life 2 days ago and 2 days remain. Come on.
I think that's a Guns N' Roses song. I mean, Guns N' Roses knowledge ain't too hot. So we sent that to a friend. And then I've said, you okay if I share your notes and screenshots in a video? He sent me this message.
Love the reasons. Another day. Find another way. Changing seasons of my life. Maybe I get it right now.
I replied, so I said, can I use your audio and messages? And he sent that. I said, I'll take that as a yes. Are you okay? And his reply, yes, sir, but please be respectful to me, being just a guy with a small team. I then said, because I'm concerned about him, "Hey man, are you safe? Discussing with my friend and advocate, he does not want to be long my friend, but I will stay to be his friend." Then he sent a screenshot of an exchange between what I assume is his advocate and him, where his advocate says, we're not friends anymore. You're an ex-friend. And he says, "I will always be your friend and love you." And then my last message sent at 5:16, and it's just gone 9 o'clock now, is "Be careful and don't hurt yourself." And he hasn't read that message. The blue ticks haven't popped up. I honestly do not know what to make of it. My concern in there is genuine. There's so much going through my head. Like a week ago, this is definitely a scam as far as I was concerned. It was definitely a scam. Today, have I been sucked in? Because I'm a nice guy. Scammers, by definition, are really charming people. That's how, if you're a nasty piece of work, it's difficult to scam people because no one's attracted to you or interested to you. Look at Tommy Tallarico, right? Really charming guy. Alejandro is a charming guy, and I am concerned about his safety and his mental health. Has he scammed me? Has he sucked me in? I guess the question will be closer to answering the question when we know what happens to that 134,000, look at my wonky glasses, 134,000 euros. Where has that gone? Has it gone back into the bank accounts of the people who signed up to it? Or has it vanished? Is he going to vanish? Is he using me because he knows I'm a sucker? Is he using me for propaganda to put forward this sympathetic image of a man who's struggling on the edge of his mental health? Is that what it is? Because he knew he could play me? Is it genuine? I honestly don't know. The last video, a third of the people said I was too soft on him, a third said I was too hard on him, and the rest were Spanish people coming to defend Don Alejandro, and they would call out any Spanish people that didn't defend him for being traitors. I'd love to know what you think. Right. And again, this isn't a technical video. There will be YouTubers who will be putting together technical videos right now that will go into detail. If you want to use my video, please do. Just give me credit for it. Just put a link and give me credit for it. That would be great. If you're watching this and you want to support me, there's my Patreon, and there's a Ko-fi. If you want to donate, just scan those QR codes. If you don't want to do that, do click like and do click subscribe. I got a few people I have to thank for their help. DJ Slopes has been invaluable. Pixel Cherry Ninja, thank you. Video Game Esoterica has been really, really helpful and helped put me in touch with Alejandro to start with. And TimeExtension.com for covering the story and giving me some bibs and bobs of information. It's over to you guys. What do you think? Scam? A man who tried to fly too close to the sun and got the wax of his wings burnt? A modern day Spanish Icarus? An idiot? A manipulator? What do you think? Because I genuinely don't know. I look forward to reading your comments. Thank you for watching, and have a good evening.